Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. I would like to encourage everyone that's on my Facebook friends list, which is my backup page now, everyone in my social groups, and all my listeners from around the globe, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube page, and share this audio podcast on all social media sites you are on, such as Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, or LinkedIn, ladies and gentlemen. This audio podcast this audio podcast is available in two forms, audio and as a written text, in order for us to reach our audience. I am the founder and president of GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium page so that you can follow along during this podcast. I provide my Medium page in the comment section below this audio podcast. This platform is for real social change. We're trying to fight for the African American community and the African immigrant community. I'm doing my best to recruit brave and smart, like-minded Black Americans, brave and smart, like-minded African immigrants to work with me and turning my vision and plans into a reality. Before the Wall Street movement, Black Lives Matter movement, American descendants of slavery, which is ADOS, we had GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. The Grassroots Community Activist Movement is based in the United States of America. Although we're still a virtual Christian organization, our objective is to unite like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants so that together we can build the best African American business within the United States of America. That would be the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. In GRCAI of Chicago, we will teach our members and students how to develop a new mindset, self-care, and increase one's self-confidence, provide skills to overcome obstacles in life, learn how to work together, build business relationships, learn and respect each other's culture for credibility before we replicate and expand the business to 10 African nations. I'm trying to use this technology and social media to help spread my vision and plan to those who will listen. I created this platform to give people on my friends list who are artists, comedians, fashion designers, filmmakers, models, musicians, poets, gospel singers, spiritual leaders, and upcoming um, Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs to promote their products and services to my listeners from the global community. I have proven my commitment throughout the years. The Chi of Chicago is about raising the bar in Black America. There will be protocol in place to separate ourselves from con artists, the Black Boule, degenerates, Democrat shields, hardened criminals, pedophiles, off-code Negroes, and urban terrorists. All of the principles in my revised book is the code for your CAM members. Those of you who are not part of us, we will pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. I don't operate like the next Black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me. The sooner we get this film project fully funded and made, the sooner we can start building Kai of Chicago. Once that happened, I would turn the business over to qualified managers and expand it to the African continent. It's about improving our community and meeting the needs of the African American community and the African immigrant community. It's my hope that we can build this movement together. A movement that will not put politics over our interests, a movement that refused to let the same insiders who have done nothing for decades keeping holding power without accountability. We're nonpartisan, we're independent, and not affiliated with anyone. We're M1, meaning we are melanated first. Our focus is on solving Black issues at the grassroots level, which is the community. I will never forget where I come from or who I'm fighting for. Let's make real change happen together. The grassroots community activist movement welcome Black entrepreneurs, Black artists, African artists, and cultivate a family friendly atmosphere rooted in solidarity and making a positive impact within the African American community and the African immigrant community, if given a chance. I want to do more than just news and social commentary, but at this time, this is where I'm at. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my job. All I can do is pray and watch our children die in the streets, and that's not good at all. I'm unable to reach Black Americans because a majority of them have become Americanized and have adapted or adopted this narcissist attitude. This is why I'm reaching out to African immigrants within the United States of America in 2025 from 10 African nations to read. I'm encouraging them to read my story. And if you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, and if you believe you have the skills that I'm looking for, then make yourself known to me. I provide my business email in the book. My book is more than just one book. It's actually three books in one. It's part of it is about my personal life experience growing up in the inner cities. The second portion of the book is about, I would say, Black Americans, our past, present, as well as the future. And the other part of this book is talking about us building the Kai of Chicago. But it's not going to be just for anybody. It's going to have to be GRCAM members. So, African immigrants who are from the following African nations, please hear me and hear me loud and clear. South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. All I'm asking is that you read my story for yourself, um, and then send me an email. Send me your email, and we could discuss this. And if you want to get on this platform, and we could talk about that, we can make that happen. Also, I appreciate if you would get behind this film project, work with me to help get this film project fully funded and made, and you will go down in history with me and Sister Renee. Our film project, quote, Good Liberator, made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign, either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. Our aim is to raise $250,000. We are using crowdfunding so that everybody will know exactly where the money will be going. We have our GoFundMe page and our PayPal Giving Fund page. If you are a U.S. citizen, then you can use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based and community advocacy organization. I use this platform in order to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups. If you are an author, an entrepreneur, or a poet or a musician, you can You can make arrangements with me to come on this platform so you can promote yourself and your work. Or if you have a small ministry, or you can come on here and share God's word with my listeners from the global community. Um, those of you that's not on my Facebook backup page, such as on Instagram, X, and LinkedIn, just send me a message to my inbox and include your email address, and I'll make arrangements with you to get you to come on this platform. I give business owners, church leaders, and people that have um, talents an opportunity to share their information with my listeners. After the show, I usually offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, um, how to create a free website for their business or ministries, find college grants and scholarships, and legal services, all for free. Upcoming events. Wednesday, March 19th, we have guest speaker Evangelist Vera from Nigeria. Thursday, March 20th, we have guest speaker Pastor Wendy from South Africa. Friday, March 21st, we have Miss Lydia Topov from South Africa. Tuesday, March 25th, we have Apostle Lizzie from Nigeria. Wednesday, March 26th, we have Apostle Emma from Nigeria. Thursday, March 27th, we have Minister Ruth Queen from Kenya. Please mark your calendar for our monthly virtual interactive conference, Saturday, March 29th, 2025. Join us in this virtual interactive conference. Everyone on my Facebook backup page and everyone in my social groups are welcome. On this platform, we're genuine, sincere, transparent, and authentic. If you are serious about being on the panel, then please send me your email address to my Facebook backup page um, through Facebook Messenger to my inbox. Then I will email you the link to get on the show. Once I finish my presentation, then I will open up the show to my panelists. Um, and then once they're done, we will open up the show for the for Q&A. This is called Side B. I prefer to see you on camera first before you come on the show to avoid trolls. This event will help expand your network, enhance your profile visibility, and make more meaningful connection with the global community. The theme of our virtual interactive conference, Killing Beef, Gun Violence in the Black Community, where YouTube/StreamYard time 2 o'clock p.m. to 4 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 9 p.m. West African Time, 10 p.m. South African Time, 11 p.m. East African Time, and 9 p.m. UK Time. Title of this presentation, 2025 GRCAM Objective to mobilize like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants in America for us to build our own mantle. Our first topic, 2025 GRCAM Objective to mobilize like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants in America for us to build our own mantle. During the 2024 election, we showed America that there is a political and social realignment in Black society. We're not following the civil rights generation ideology. We're not on board with Trump's white supremacist agenda, nor are we on board with the Democrat white supremacists. Both political parties are equally racist. The civil rights generation welcomed everybody. They tried to collaborate with everybody. And what do we have to show for it? Let's keep it a buck. 33 years I've been reaching out to Black Americans online, both online and in real life. A majority of them tell me that they're not interested in, um, what I'm talking about or what I'm trying to do for the Black community. And it is what it is. My focus in 2025 is to reach out to like minded African immigrants within the United States of America from 10 different African nations. This will help speed up the process. And then also, I still going to have an olive branch to like minded Black Americans who will come forth and work with us to get this thing popping because, after all, this is for Black America, but Black Americans who are GRCAM members, because this is going to be membership based. Over here, we're not going to be marching and protesting in the streets. Instead, we're going to help get my revised book on that bestsellers list so that the Black world would take our cause serious. We're going to get this film project fully funded and made so that I can do my job by creating the best African American business within the United States of America. The question at hand, why should Black Americans back this film project? Because this business is to help Black Americans that want more out of life. Like I said in my previous episode entitled, quote, How the Civil Rights Movement Was Hijacked by the White Supremacist Financial Elites. The civil rights movement benefited white businesses. Black Americans have been marching and protesting for 60 years, begging the descendants of slave owners, which are the white supremacist financial elites, for freedom, justice, and equality. Majority of Black Americans have, as I said earlier, become Americanized and develop a narcissist attitude. They care less about the African American community, let alone Black children. For example, the Congressional Black Caucus are in the pockets of the white supremacist financial elites. They don't push for an anti-hate crime bill, an anti-Black hate crime bill, yet they all voted for an anti-Asian hate crime bill. I have been paying out of pocket for this business title since 2010. I paid the city, the state, and IRS, and yet I still don't have a physical building, nor do I have any employees because I was under impression that, when I wrote my first book, that all my members and stuff was going to support me. And so, they showed their true colors. A lot of them that was in my social groups, they're just to be seen, just want to hide behind a computer, and I ain't with that. This is why I'm trying to do that film so people can see me in person. And I want the whole Black world to know my story and who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos. Um, so now I'm trying to turn my book into a documentary or a docudrama in order to reach the Black masses and the Black world. Um, to me, that's what investing is: seeing value in something before everyone else does. The Guy of Chicago will host monthly events that will promote M1. Like I said, that's melanated first. We're going to have family friendly events and things that will benefit our community, such as hosting several workshops and seminars which will focus on health, the music industry, the film industry, real estate, Black hair products, investing, building bridges with Africa, Brazil, and the Caribbean. My message is not for all Black Americans, nor is it for all African immigrants. Again, it's aimed at GRCAM members. And how do you become a GRCAM member? Well, all I ask that you do is you purchase my revised book. Um, And you can find that in the comment section below this audio podcast on my Amazon author page. Um, so all I want you to do is read my story, purchase my book, either the ebook for $9.99 or the softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. Read the whole book. If you feel led to want to be a part of this, then that would make you a GRCAM member. If you disagree with what I'm trying to do, ask that you delete me off your friends list and don't come to no events with my name on it, and stand on that. Don't change your mind, because I'm standing on mine. Black America rejected my vision and plan for the past 33 years. Ain't nothing changed over here. You know what I'm saying? We're still going to raise the bar. Everything I've written in that book, we're going to carry that out to the fullest. That's just how it is. Um, I want GRCAM members to become global citizens so that we can work on both levels, a domestic front and also on an international front. The grassroots community activist movement is about encouraging our listeners and members to be critical thinkers and for us to build our own mantle instead of waiting on the civil rights generation to pass down the torch. GRCAM is also advocating for economic tangibles in the form of lineage-based cash payment reparation for descendants of American slaves slash freemen. As well as to promote an anti-black hate crime bill from our elected officials in exchange for our vote. Notice how everything has changed since 2019, which marked 400 years that Black Americans have been in this country and continue to catch hell from these white supremacist financial elites. They always want to target and sabotage us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just trying to get this business up and running. But like I say, before I cut and run, I want to make sure that we get this thing popping here first, again, for credibility. What has been happening in America since then, we have witnessed all sorts of calamity from COVID-19 and so on. This is spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen. Please read Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Genesis chapter 15, verse 13 to 14. Ezekiel chapter 34, 11, verse 11 through 16. And Joshua chapter 23 from the King James Version. So I'm paraphrasing here. It talks about a group of people going to a foreign land and being afflicted for 400 years. And then after that, there be a judgment on those that inflicted God's children. That's what's happening. The wealth gap between blacks and whites in America is $10 trillion. This is why we need our reparations. Yet these white supremacist financial elites have ruined this country. America went from being the wealthiest nation on earth to most in debt. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share it with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic, GRCAM pushing for lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves slash freemen. I would like to encourage all of my listeners to go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to Show and Prove to watch the video clip on X. Basically, it's about a sister who attended one of these fake reparation hearings, which is a waste of time because it's rigged from the get-go. These white supremacist financial elites are working behind the scenes, selecting black people who will vote against reparations. They are selected to be on the board. They are saying things like it shouldn't be lineage based. I beg to differ. It was only our ancestors on those plantations doing all of the hard work. These lazy white supremacist financial elites, they didn't do it. and they have nerve to call us lazy. So, and why they needed slaves in the first place, you know, but it is what it is. These reparation hearings are rigged. They're being used until the upcoming midterm elections. Family, we have to start calling out these hearings with no descendants of American slaves slash freemen on the panel. In these hearings, they start talking about other groups. That is intentional. We got to stop them in their tracks. They want to shift the focus away from cash payments. Again, take a look at who's on the board and check their background status. They can be both domestic coons or foreign coons. I recommend that we form our own reparation task force and let's have a serious discussion about slavery and how it harmed our families, how Jim Crow and systematic racism affect our lineage. We need to shift the conversation from studies to specific demands from these career politicians. We got to start organizing young Black voters nationwide. We need to withhold our vote if any politician, political candidate does not support cash payment reparations on a local, state, and federal level. We also need to start filing grievances with the UN and other international organizations. We also need to start filing class action lawsuits. GRCAM is GRCAM on the international front. If we lose Africa, we lose everything. I'm calling upon my African group, GRCAI of Africa, for you all to stand up and encourage your relatives who reside in the United States of America to check me out. All I have is my revised book, my virtual store, and this platform, as well as trying to get my film project popping. Um, so I run across, small-minded individuals that say, that sounds like a scam. Again, if you feel like this is a scam, delete me off your friends list. Do not come to no events with my name on it. And that's real. Selling a book is not a scam. It's unfortunately that the dope man have more support from the African American community than I do. And I'm trying to build something constructive. Now the dope man is selling his street drugs laced with fentanyl. It is what it is. This is the day and age that we're living in. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying my book. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from purchasing items from my virtual store. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from donating to my film project. That's a personal choice. And ladies and gentlemen, that's Willie Lynch in real time. In my business, we would declare war against this slave mentality within Black culture. So help me God. I don't want to die in America. I want to build the best African American business within the United States to prove to my enemies that I have been called by my Creator or my Lord and Savior, Jesus slash Yahshua, to build such a business. Those who refuse to work with me or when I was small would not be a part of this business because it's membership based. Those who will be a part of this film project again will go down in history with me and Sister Renee. I want to have my management team in place so that we can run the business without me being present. I want to expand my business to South Africa. GRCAM will become Global Kemet. Kemet means, quote, the Black land, unquote, in ancient Egypt. Black South Africans were forced into apartheid. Apartheid is a system of institutionalized race racial segregation, and discrimination enforced by the white supremacist financial elites in South Africa from 1948 to 1994, resulting in the oppression and mar- uh, marginalization of the non-white majority. Apartheid is the exact same thing as Jim Crow, what Black Americans experience. I will lead by example by applying for dual citizenship. I will expand my Christian business there, which will be called The Kai of South Africa. I will also shoot my second film, which will be called, quote, African Liberator, Battle Against the Colonized Mindset, unquote. I want to prove to continental Africans that I want to do business with them and help improve the African economy in each African nation that we will visit and set up our local chapters in. Africa is starting to wake up slowly but surely. She realized that she is sitting on a lot of natural minerals such as diamonds, gold, oil, and uranium, just to name a few. The only issue is Africa is still being controlled by foreign invaders and former colonizers, former colonizers from Europe and Western nations. Your ability to maintain your nation is determined by three factors. One, your population. Two, your geographic access to water in order to do international trade. And three, your access to resources. Notice nobody is supporting Africa's interests. The status quo is to keep them in debt. The white supremacist financial elites is trying to limit how Africa move across the continent in the Caribbean and South America because they feel threatened that Africa will rise and play a major role in the global economy. Like it or not, Africa is going to be a global superpower, and they're not going to inbox us. If you can box somebody in, then you can get to determine who and what they will be. That is global white supremacy. This is what they have been doing to us in the United States of America. When you can do that to a group of people, Black people, then you can determine who and what they will be. We are happy to see that Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, along with Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, and Chad, were finally able to kick out the French after 39 years being exploitation. Because they played like they gave them their independence, but they didn't leave. So they were just lying. The main purpose of GRCAM International is for like-minded Black Americans who are GRCAM members for us to bring our talent back to Africa and help improve the African economy while building our own Black utopia or Black sanctuary cities. We would encourage others throughout the diaspora to come build and invest. These other groups are only looking out for themselves. They're not trying to ally with us. They need to work. We need to work among ourselves. I am willing to ally with anybody that wants to ally with us on an individual level, but not as a group. The United States of America has the most advanced military on the planet. The rise of China, Russia, which means we could face World War III. You and I are collateral damage. We did not choose to be born in the United States, but we are here, and America has a lot of enemies. There will be World War III because of the hostile environment that these white supremacist financial elites have started, um, trying to hoard all of the resources, causing problems throughout the world. So now it's coming back to hunt them. The father of white supremacy is Caesar Augusta from the Bible, Luke chapter 2, verse 1, the King James Version. Quote, and it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augusta that all the world should be taxed, unquote. And so, anyway, all I'm saying is that no, that wasn't from God. That wasn't God's will for this man to tax the world. But again, he thought he was God. Or, so what you can do is read Acts chapter 17, verse 6 through 7. So, he just thought that, the world belongs to him, but they told him that there's another king. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you all for listening. We are greatly appreciated. Put me on blast by telling all of your friends and family to listen to our content on our YouTube page. I'm going to send a challenge out to everybody that's listening to this audio podcast. I need you all to support our film project so that we can move beyond cyberspace and get our story on the big screen. To let the Black world know who we are and trying to do for our people who are trapped in American ghettos, starting in Chicago. Good Liberator Made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. I would like to thank everyone who have contributed or will contribute to support our film project on our GoFundMe page. If you are a U.S. citizen, then you can use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based and community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99, or the paperback is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comment section. Thank you all for listening to our YouTube live or the replay. Thank you again for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. We will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. And again, make sure that you write down those dates so that you can participate on our virtual interactive conference. Because I like to hear, I want to interact with you all. I don't want to just be sitting up here running off at the mouth. And I just want to say that once we get this business, up and running here in Chicago, I want to make sure that all of my members, GRCAM members, is going to benefit from this business. Again, I don't operate like the next Black man. I have my own style. I came from a very dysfunctional family that was full of Willie Lynch. And I promised my mom that I was going to break this curse. And now that's what I'm trying to do. I was trying to do it in her lifetime, but life happens, things happen. Again, I talk about that in the book. It was very painful. But nevertheless, we're here. The grassroots community activist movement is here. And we're only going to help those that want more out of life. And again, I'm not saying that I'm better, because that's what a lot of my critics would say, that I'm being judgmental. I'm not going to have no off-code Negro. I can't build with those type of people. and I don't associate with them. Again, we are going to have a second chance program for street people. I would say people that's offenders for nonviolent crimes. They can join us. Former gang members can join us. Homeless individuals in the community can join us. Non-black sympathizers are welcome to join us. However, I need to know, I want this in writing. Where do they stand as it pertains to lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves / freemen? If they say that they disagree, then they can't be a part of us. Again, this is why, we're gonna for non-black sympathizers, they can join us on an individual basis, but not as a group. Again, we're raising that bar. If I catch any con artists in this business, we're gonna have protocol to deal with such persons. If anybody try to join this business to try to promote the LGBT, we're gonna give them 2 warnings. Anybody that tries to change our focus, they're gonna get 2 warnings. That third warning, their name, photo ID, and address will be placed on our Judas list for everybody to see, and they will be barred for life. This is how I get down. Laugh at that, Black America. All this hee ha, you ain't going nowhere. It's so ridiculous. Dumbest thing, but hey, it is what it is. Over here, our motto is intelligence over ignorance. I want to make sure that all of my members succeed in their life goals, long as it's legal. Over here, you don't have to run from the cops because we're legit. But again, I want to make our presence known on the west side of Chicago, as well as on the south side of Chicago. We want to be able to bring in the youth because, after all, it's for them. Trying to create jobs, Black jobs, trying to create African jobs for our youth. You know what I'm saying? But for example, I would say for the youth, we would have Christian spoken word versus secular spoken word. And whoever can flow the best, then they will win $500 in cash. I'm just saying. Our Black empowerment films, we would pay our a stipend for being in the film. So they're gonna put money in their pockets. We want to teach our members and students about the importance of financial literacy. It's very important. Um, but that's all I can say for now. Again, thank you all for listening. And I want to interact with everybody that's on my friends list on my Facebook backup page, and I'm grateful. We have grown from, I would say, 500 people that's on my Facebook backup page to now I have 1,000. So that's cool. I'm happy. But for those of you who are serious about trying to do business with me, change email. Very important. So that way I can email you everything that I do online. If you disagree, cool. Delete me off your friends list. Don't just keep it moving. Only working with those that want more out of life, and that's going to be dedicated members because I'm dedicated on my end. You know. With that being said, peace and blessings.